Gratitude. Thank you, Elyse, so much for holding space for us. Thank you, Sierra, for sharing so beautifully. You inspire me so much, especially the part about you standing in front of a mirror and looking at yourself and seeing yourself differently. It literally made me cry. So just know that. So, I am Lisa Silvera. I am a shift coach. I am an intuitive artist. I work with textiles, and I am also an urban farmer. I, in this pandemic, moved and I now grow food on my roof, and I share it with the community. And I've launched a small, now, but gonna be bigger by the day, catering business with another heart centered woman, and we cook amazing meals, and we also serve meals to the underserved in our community based on that. And I give a lot of that credit to the women in this group, because the 10K Club literally drove me past my comfort zone to try things that I could imagine, and now they're all on the table and they're happening. They're not just visions, they're actually happening.
That's one of the things, Lisa, when I think about you and some of what you've done, because you're just completing like your first 90 days. When I think about some of what you've done and the speed with which things have happened and manifested for you, I know sometimes it can almost feel, and I think, Sarah, we didn't even talk about this in yours, but it can feel like, wait, is this possible? Like, can I receive opportunities this fast? Can I receive clients this fast? Because we get so used to the very linear masculine way where it's like it has to take a long time and there has to be a lot of hard work. And I know that was part of some of the things we talked through at the beginning, right? Of like, oh, like, is this okay for it to be coming in this quickly and this fast? So, but there's a big shift that happens when we get in alignment and when we trust ourselves, right? And claim our natural power. So for you, Lisa, what was your why? Why did you decide to join the program?
My why was based on feeling enormously, or making myself totally available for overwhelm every day, and also making myself available for the emotion of stagnation. And I knew that I was capable. I knew that I had options and opportunities, but I felt like I didn't know where to pour the energy. And the 10K Club for me was a vessel to pour my energy of possibility. And then having you and the other women on the other side helping me to, the way I say it is like, keep it on the guardrails, like keep channel it. So I wasn't doing this sort of fan act. Instead, I was headed down the highway 100 miles an hour, looking at possibility right in the face, either smashing into it or smashing past it, as opposed to just sort of being all over the place. So it helped me to channel my energy of possibility.
Yeah, that's so powerful. And I think, and if you don't mind, Lisa, I would love if you could touch on, making the investment for the program, because I know for many women, it's not a $500 program. So for many women, that can be a concern, that can be a hesitation. I know for you, you had to make some things happen, as did every woman who's here on this call. But do you mind sharing at all about when you made that decision and finding the funds to make it happen, kind of what happened for you from there?
Yeah, for sure. And that's actually a very big element for me. And I think that all of the other women who will definitely agree that it's not something that you sort of like toss money out and say, oh, this is not a big deal. We were in the middle of a pandemic. Money was, it's never scarce. So I'll never even use that word, but it was being utilized in ways that we never expected, just like a pandemic was not expected. And I had I had it sort of investigated the 10K Club with Elyse like a while back, and then in the face of something that I thought was not possible, I thought to myself, there's two things you can invest in. You can invest in fear, or you can invest in yourself. And with your, just, it was, there's no pressure. It was like, again, I keep using the word possibility. It's like you were serving possibilities on at a banquet, and you were inviting people to eat over and over and over again. And when it felt right for me, I found the money. Now, this is a bittersweet story, but it's, I think you can all appreciate this. My dad passed away on August 15th of 2020, and we did not have a great relationship. In his passing, my dad left me just a chunk of money. It's not a ton, but it was not, first of all, unexpected. So it signified something that was very healing for me, the fact that he actually did think about me. And so this was huge for me to take some of that, what I call sacred money, and invest it in myself. And it was the best decision I have ever made. Like, if that money wasn't there right now, if I knew what I knew, I would have taken off this stack, which could pay for 3 10K clubs, and I would have sold them because I know that I'm getting that back tenfold. And that's a very serious thing for me because each of these means something.
Wow.
I just need you to know that. I'm very weepy, sorry, always.
I love it. No, it's like, it's so emotional. I mean, it's emotional for me to hear because it's just, it's such an honor to see, just to be in this group with all of you. Like, it's an honor for me. It really, really blows me away. Each of you, whether you're, here on the Zoom with me or you're in the challenge group, like your hearts, your soul. And I know for you, Lisa, when we were talking on that first application call and we both felt like it was a good fit, it was like, you're like, the chrysalis is becoming a butterfly and you're like, I'm figuring this out. I'm finding a how. And that's kind of what we talked about yesterday, where you don't need to know where the money's going to come from for anything until you make a decision, whether you're buying a house, whether you're investing in a program. That's not how it works. So I'm so grateful for you, Lisa, sharing that story of you decided that you were going to do it. And then it was like, oh yeah. And I actually have this financial resource from my dad when he passed away. So it's all about, and so for anyone right now who is, who's like, I really want to do it, but I don't know where the money's going to come from. You don't need to know, my friend. You don't need to know. That's part of what that application call is about. So you can get on there. We can talk through it. And Lisa, I appreciate you saying that it's not high pressure, because it's not, because I want to make sure it's a good alignment too. I want to make sure like this group is sacred. The women in the group are sacred. And I don't invite women in who I don't think jive with the rest of the group either. But if it feels aligned and you want to figure out where are the resources going to come from, that's part of what I can help with. So Lisa, for you, when I think about, and I don't even know how much you want to share. I know you've got some things percolating right now that you shared on a recent call. So whatever you want to share, but what for you has been the biggest transformation? Like, what are you most proud of yourself for? What's the biggest transformation that you've experienced in these first 90 days?
This one is so easy to answer. And that to me is a testament that this actually, I got what I came for to the 10K Club. I'm a recovering people pleaser, and I had made myself available for so much for other people, not just in my practice as a shift coach, but also just in life. And one of the things that the 10K Club imparted in me without guilt, without reservation, without feeling like I was a bad person, that I didn't care for all of these different facets in my life, is boundaries. I became the most boundaried, vibrant, unavailable for BS, unavailable for sob stories, and that doesn't mean not available for empathy. That's very different. But I surrounded myself with people who were positive, that are wanting to drive forward. They don't even have to know where they're going. They don't have to know how it's happening. It's an energy and a vibration that I made myself available for. My circle has gotten much smaller because of it, but my circle has gotten stronger. So I am now surrounded by my own design, and because of the energy that I got from the exchanges with the women and at your direction and guidance. Sometimes not so gentle. Like, you guys be serious about this, right? Nod your head, like Elyse will kick your butt, like seriously. And I feel as though I really created a knowingness about it being okay to be boundaried and not feeling guilty. So I got to have both.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's so powerful. That's so powerful. And I remember on one of our recent calls, you were like, I'm saying no to everyone and everything, and it feels great. And like, for us as women, how often do we, like, how many women can relate? Just for those of you who are here, I'm seeing in the chat, Jan saying, OMG, love recovering people pleaser. Yes, Michelle is saying yes. Like, how many of us know that we say yes to what everyone else demands of us and not what we want of ourselves and what we personally desire? And so, Lisa, for you sharing that, thank you, because isn't it so empowering when you're just like, no, I'm actually finally going to put myself first and not apologize for it anymore. So Thank you for that. And so one final question for you, Lisa, and thank you. I love you said you can invest in fear or you can invest in possibility. Angela, I don't know if you can write that in the chat, but I'm like, I want to write that down and like make that a tweetable from this. I feel like that's so true. So Lisa, for you, what would be if someone is kind of where you were before joining, they're like, I feel like I need to do this financial piece. I don't know how that's going to happen, but what would you say to a woman who's considering applying?
The first thing I would say is we all respect each other's position financially, right? We know the bottom line about where we are in our money. But there's always that little area that either fear or just not being certain, so uncertainty, can color the actual availability of funds. And the only thing that I cannot impress it enough upon anyone thinking about doing this is that you literally have a choice every day to make your life different. This is not supposed to be cheap. It's not supposed to be easy to decide. It's not supposed to be because it's unknown. So if you can just take some of the passion you're hearing us express, it's worth every penny. Believe in yourself the way we all believe in ourselves and the way we believe in you, and take the leap, because the passion that you're seeing come for us, you can't make this up. You just can't. And it's just like Ciara said, your mindset will shift and your mindset will make you magnetic. And when you are magnetic, the money will literally, it will choke you coming down your throat. So be available for choking on money.
Lisa, we need to take that out. Angela, we need to take that out and make that a clip of a teaser reel. Be available to choke on money. I love